Hey, this is Chris, also known as Conjure. Conjure is a music project I started about 3 years ago, fusing industrial music with electronic music, indie rock, psychedelic rock, and some instrumental and cinematic influences like science fiction movie soundtracks and synthwave and retro synthesizers. So Conjure is my music project, spelled CNJR, CNJR, and I make weird art.
I can see the church burning.
In Guanajuato capital, as you leave town on your way to Santa Rosa de Lima, there is an old building that's currently unoccupied, and it looks like a church, and it has these big flames painted up the sides. And in a lot of ways, it looks like a burning church. So in some ways, I did in fact see a burning church. However, the lyric in the song "Burning," which is "I can see the church burning," is an analogy. The church is an analogy for social control. It's an analogy for the expectation we live under to live up to certain appropriate behaviors, certain systems of belief, certain systems of social behaviors. That's what the term church is referring to in the song. And "I can see the church burning" refers to this sort of transitional time that we're in the world, where we're really seeing a lot of preconceptions about how things work and what we should believe in really deteriorating in front of us, and a lot of change taking place, which is ultimately a good thing. So the lyric really references sort of the process of living within the context of social change, and sort of witnessing it, watching it, participating in it in whatever format we choose to do so. The creative process for "Burning" was really interesting, actually, and sort of different than normal. The song was the last song I finished on the upcoming album, and I was actually working on a different song, which I was struggling to finish. I couldn't get it to quite sound how I wanted it to sound. And so I took a break. I just stepped back away from the recording device and was like, this isn't working. I need to do something different. So I saved it, closed it, opened up a fresh session, and I just started writing from scratch, which is no intention, just trying to free my thoughts. And what happened was I laid out the beginnings of the song "Burning," and I worked on the song from inception to completion in about 48 hours. So I wrote the whole thing in one session, just this free write, and then I was like, wow, this actually fits on the album in a way that I wasn't expecting it to, and I decided to swap that song that I couldn't finish out with this one. And so I spent the next 24 hours after that polishing it, re-recording the parts, mixing it, and just finishing it up. It's really raw, it's very rough, it's not a very polished song. It's very simple. There's 3 chords and 1 line in the lyrics. But it came together very naturally, very organically, and yeah, I was very excited to have it appear on the album. There wasn't a specific inspiration with "Burning," but I think you might be able to tell aesthetically that I was feeling influenced by and listening to some sort of contemporary psychedelic music around the time that I made that song. Black Moth, Super Rainbow, Tobacco being examples of bands I like. And I think that song in particular, kind of, that influence carried over more than it does on some of my other music. So it really kind of came across as this sort of retro psychedelic sort of track, but it wasn't intentional. It just came out that way on its own, and I just let the process move itself, and the song just sort of happened on its own. You can listen to my music anywhere that you like to listen to music. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, all those places. You can definitely find the individual links for those different places on my website, CNJR Music, CNJR music.com. Or you can just go to any of those platforms and search CNJR, and it'll come up. It's pronounced Conjure, but the spelling is just CNJR. Yep. My new album is called I Can See the Church Burning Through the Binoculars. It comes out on Future Archive Recordings, which is an artist-run indie boutique label based in Europe. And I'm really excited about this one. It's a very dark record. The whole album from start to finish is very themed around oppression and injustice and repression, and our collective experience of that, as well as my individual experience of that. And yeah, it's a very personal album for me, and I hope people enjoy it. It was very cathartic to write it and to record it, and hopefully that experience extends to listening to it as well. You can sign up for my mailing list on my website, cnjrmusic.com, to get updates about it, as well as a discount code for purchasing it. And in general, I like to send out a lot of exclusive content and sort of free assets and free media via the mailing list. So if you're interested in any of that, it's a good place to sign up, and then you can kind of get updates and hear about what's going on. Yep.
The church